friends, we are about to explore the most beautiful realm there is in many ways because it is so magical. We explore it when we sleep. We are gathered together to visit the moon, you and I. How could we be together? Quite easily, through moon telepathy. We are one in the creative imagination. The realm of the moon is of the night, as she rises in the sky. And she has 3 phases, and she has darkness. Now, my friend, I want you to perhaps light a little joss stick if you have any incense, but it doesn't matter if you haven't, but I'm sure you have water. We all have. So I want you to get some water, and when you have it, anoint your brow with this. Good, you have your water ready. Now make the sign of a circle on your brow and invoke the deity in whom you believe in your particular faith, and also everything you dream about, for this is a dream session. I want you to be very, very comfortable and relaxed. Either lie flat down or sit in an easy way, and it's quite a good idea to have the curtains drawn. You're going to enjoy this. If you are a group, the same applies. Sit in a circle, and each anoint a brow, or one of you does it. Now, I'm Olivia Robertson, and I'm conducting this magical session in a very lovely room in Clonegall Castle, Enniscorthy, Ireland, and I'm of the Fellowship of Isis, Isis of magic, Isis of the moon, daughter of Nut, of the starry sky. And I'm looking as I talk at a marble statuette, an ancient one, of a beautiful naked woman astride a leopard. Now I look at this and I smile and I think of Diana. So you imagine any form you like of the moon goddess, whether you call her Diana or Hecate or Selene, Dian, Isis. Hear the invocation to the goddess Isis. We invoke your inspiration, O Ngami of Africa, triple moon goddess of whom none in the universe is greater. Caught in the dull web of our daily lives, we look to thee for the promise that lies concealed beneath thy mysterious veils of magic. Hear the oracle of the moon goddess Ngame. You cannot see your own body save at the tip of your nose and the front of your body down to your toes. You need to gaze into still water or looking glass in order to see yourself, and even then the image is reversed. All you have learned from science is but a limited area of knowledge deduced from insufficient information, garnered through extended 5 senses and logical inference. You can, however, only understand the hidden spheres of the occult if you learn the language of symbols. Each symbol embodies a reality on another plane. The moon which I hold in my dark hands is the mirror both of the polarized rays of the sun and of your own earth, when its shadow blackens the moon. So those who fear the occulted moon reject their own shadow. The moon symbolizes duality, a duality that is even manifested by the solar deities, who yet cast a shadow upon the lower earth plane. The god, when reversed, is a devil, yet the moon in triple form shows forth that harmony which resolves duality. The etheric matrix of your earth appears to you as a dream reflection of physical life, to vanish at daybreak. But in fact, it is the causal essence of the physical plane. You can only alter physical matter through making changes in its etheric counterpart. A table cannot be moved an inch without psychic volition. To do this knowingly is the art of magic. Spiritual transformation, rather than mere etheric manipulation, is also the gift of the moon. As it is impossible for you to see your own face save in a mirror, so in order to know and transform your soul, you need to gaze into the etheric lunar mirror. What you see therein may delight or terrify you. The ugly may see an angel, the handsome a monster. Union is achieved when the persona and soul are one, so the spirit is in harmony with itself. For what seems alien, even macabre, is your hidden self, which, if banished, creates a vacuum in your soul. So deprived, you become psychically maimed. During the past 2,000 years, mankind has attempted to vault over the psychic spheres of the moon and achieve the higher planes without it. Femininity, magic, the occult were all despised, feared, and exorcised in temples and churches, convents and colleges, in monasteries and laboratories. But now the time has come when mankind, the student, grows to adulthood. Each of you must face the reverse image instead of attacking it, labeling it heretic, devil, black witch, lunatic, hallucination. For the three lunar spheres, psychic, spiritual, and cosmic, are in its central curve and the evolutionary spiral. In the Piscean age, it was necessary for devotees to struggle with their own souls to achieve one-pointed purity. But in this coming aeon of the winged ones, the shadow image must be absorbed. So may the greater self include both higher and lower selves. Duality is resolved not through conquest, but through harmony. Every planet has its reverse twin, and I preside over them all. And I also rule over the mightier duality of the shining stars burning in black space. Darkness and light are united in my cosmic embrace. I hold them in my arms, as I do each one of you. Friends, we have a beautiful temple of Isis. We visualize the sign of the moon, silver white light, and we give thanks to the moon goddess Ngame as we visualize ourselves together in our temple of Isis. Let us see a lunar celebration in progress. Priestesses wear silver crowns and carry silver wands. The priests wear white and silver mitres and bear white staffs. You know you are a voyager now because you are coming with us. We call you voyagers. The voyagers wear silver headbands, so imagine yourself in silver, and all wear white and silver robes, so forget your dull clothes of earth and visualize yourself in white and silver with a silver headband upon you. Or if you're a man, a mitre. Visualize a black draped altar on which are 3 lighted candles, 3 white candles, burning incense with its smoke arising to the ancient oak beams, and a silver vessel of pure water from our well, our brigade, which is within the temple of Isis. In the centre of the Holy of Holies is a crystal ball. This Holy of Holies has no outer walls and is dedicated to the moon goddess Ishtar and all moon goddesses. This crystal ball stands upon deep black velvet. Over this are white and silver veils and a jug of water and glasses nearby, and the company leave the high altar and make procession to this inner temple, the Holy of Holies, the chapel of the moon. Try and visualize this procession of white and silver clad priestesses and priests. One is carrying the vessel of incense, and the smoke coils out behind him. The procession reaches the holy well, and 2 priests lift up its heavy wooden covering. Then a moon priestess steps forward with long raven hair, picks up a silver ewer and goes on one knee. She dips the ewer into the water. Another priestess, she has red waving hair, stands forward holding a silver chased bowl. The dark priestess pours this water into the red-haired priestess's bowl. They bow to each other. Then the red-haired priestess goes to each of the company and, as you did, anoints each brow with a circle, saying to each, "May psychic power awaken with you for true vision." You hear her soft voice repeating, "May sacred power awaken within you with true vision. May sacred power awaken with you with true vision. May sacred power within you awaken to each vision," until the final voyager has received the water. The first priest strikes 3 times on the ground with his staff. Fellow voyagers who seek the truth that underlines visions and revelations, we are assembled to make a trance journey to the 3 spheres of the psychic moon, her horns that wax and wane, her fullness and her darkness. The moon is our sister planet, and her influence moves both the tides of the sea and our own souls. As she waxes and wanes, she affects all plant life and our own emotions. In her fullness, she is a mighty mirror that reflects to us the polarized rays of the sun. In her darkness, she shows us her own black image, the earth's shadow. So she is an enigma that conceals the truth. For everything in this physical world is but a reflection of greater spheres. We need to know ourselves through the moon's magic mirror, so that we may transform the world. May the priestess invoke the moon goddess for our voyage to her 3 spheres. The first priestess steps forward and makes the sign of the triple moon goddess with her shining wand, and S within a circle. Please visualize S in white light within a circle made by a magical wand. I invoke the triple moon goddess Ngame, of whom there is none greater throughout the universe. Wherever there is a material planet, O Queen of Night, there art thou, an inseparable twin world. Thou, with thy divine imagination, create dreams that haunt the human heart. Without thee, O lovely goddess, we are dull things without wonder, vision, and hope. Another priest steps forward, the one who holds the incense as it smoulders and its smoke arrives to the star-painted ceiling, blue with gold stars of the Holy of Holies. I offer thee this incense, Ngame, in honor of thy divinity. The peoples of Nigeria and of Akan, the Libyan Berbers and their kin, the Irish and the Welsh, once adored thee as Ngame. Beneath thy silver veil is concealed the water of life. The secrets of love lie hidden beneath thy white bridal veil. And for ourselves, who seek the wonders of magic, lift thy black veil of occult mystery. Another priestess steps forward with long brown hair. I bless this water in thy name, Ngame. She consecrates the water in the silver vessel with the sign of S within the circle. Thou who commandeth the tides, bring us a flow of inspiration to guide us in our voyage. The second priest says, friends, let us now sit down and create a psychic image. Let us build the ship Luna in the ether through our creative imagination. Beautiful is the bright ship Luna that draws the souls of wanderers to the magical moon. Let us build the white deck, dancing widdershins on the moon path. All now stand and form a circle as the priestess marks a circle round them with his white star. Now please imagine your fellow voyagers dancing to the moon until they are giddy. Notice colours round them of silver, green and copper. Feel a tingling of silver light like a fountain of water running through you as you watch the dance. As you watch their arms weaving magic, the fingers delicately bent to mark out a white deck, you begin yourself to feel almost giddy and wonder at this beauty, and you suddenly decide to join the dance. through your imagination. The priestess speaks. The walls of the lovely ship Luna are silver. Watch her as she marks the walls in circle with her wand. The voyagers join in the dance, creating walls with uplifted arms. Join them and create a wall around yourself as you created the floor. Now you have a beautiful shining floor and walls. And now the priestess says, how beautiful is the gleaming dome of the magical ship Luna. She creates a dome with her her wand, lifting up her arms. The priest joins in with his staff. And now all voyagers and yourself create a dome. Visualize a shining dome right over your head, protective, gleaming, beautiful, rather like the sky at full moon. The priestess says, the soft white light of the ship comes from a crystal that hangs from the center of the dome. Now watch her as she creates a crystal with her wand. Strongly visualize a many-faceted, shining crystal of many colors, from rose to green to blue. Help to create the crystal by joining the voyagers who converge in the center of this beautiful ship with upraised fingers, creating crystal light. Behold, the priest says, the ship Luna is created, visible to the inner eye in the etheric. Let us sit in a circle within this ship and face our voyage. Now, they all sit on the ground cross-legged. Imagine yourself joining them. The priest removes the outer silvery veil from the crystal. He says, our ship glides through clouds towards the moon. Now, as you sit in this ship, there are portholes, and you can see the sky glide by. You are in the moon. You feel very, very light. You feel lifted above the earth. We have entered the sphere of the two-horned moon. Hearken to the words of the priestess. Listen to its legend. In a deserted church, a young girl knelt before a statue of a lovely maiden robed in white. The statue was of poor quality, and cheap artificial flowers laid at her little plaster feet. The church was dusty and neglected. Suddenly, a hunchback stood beside the girl and told her, "Watch the statue." To her amazement, a mighty cone of white light descended from on high upon the head of the plaster figure and permeated it. "This light," said the hunchback, "is the light of truth, the greatest power in the universe. Look further." And behold, the statue slowly became alive in the likeness of a young girl with long dark hair, but her face was half concealed by a black mask over her eyes. She had a lovely smile. Then, to the sound of music, to the beat of 3, she descended from her pedestal and glided, still smiling, out of the church and through the doors into the world. "What does this mean?" asked the girl. As she asked, the hunchback was transformed into a white winged angel. "There are those on earth who see this and know what has happened," the angel declared. "It is good for the virtuous, but bad for the wicked." The priest tells us, "Know that the maiden and the hunchback haunt the imagination of succeeding generations who seek to penetrate the veils of the moon. To the Egyptians she was Hathor with her magic mirror, accompanied by her dwarf friend, the god Bes, the ugly one. To Africans she was Ngame, the moon goddess, with her herald, the humpback. The French poet Victor Hugo recognized her as Esmeralda, the gypsy maid, and Quasimodo, the hunchback of Notre Dame. The Italians acted them as Columbine, the dove, and Punchinello. And to children they are both loved and feared as Judy and Punch, the hanged man. The divine maiden drives men to fanaticism and violence, as she sings of impossible ideas of Pisces, her voice rising octave upon octave. Yet she is the pure channel of virtue and compassion. The hunchback of the moon haunts the dreams of madmen with macabre nightmares, for he is the fear-bringer. Yet as moon god, he bestows poetic inspiration and spiritual revelations. We must face these twain if we wish to know ourselves. Now imagine before us a silver mirror, the length of a human being. The priestess tells us of it. This is our doorway, fellow voyagers. Each of us has a wish of the heart. Only through this door may we find the realm of fulfilled wishes that cast their influence on earth. Let us rise in our psychic bodies and approach the mirror. It becomes transparent. Through this doorway in our lunar ship, we catch a glimpse of ourselves. The world behind the mirror is a replica of our world, but more real and alive, and everything has an aura of shifting colours. We pass through it. Friends, this is our first journey out of our spaceship to the first realm of the moon. Let us in silence venture there and accept what we are given, whether our wish be fulfilled or no. We accept with gratitude the wonderful knowledge that we are given by the moon goddess of the new moon and the waning moon. Wish and go forth in silence, knowing that this voice will call you back when it is time to return. Friends, it is now time to return to our good ship Luna. To the moon, returned from the first sphere, which is that of the new moon of wishes, and the waning moon of dispelled power. May our wishes, when truly imagined, be fulfilled according to our destiny. Now, the second priest summons the voyagers to our next phase. We journey to the sphere of the full moon. He rises to his feet and says, "Fellow voyagers, behold, we approach the wonders of the full moon." He removes a white veil from the crystal. Our beautiful ship Luna flies swiftly through moonlight. Now, I want you to imagine the ship increasing speed as it glides through the night air. Visualize it as beautiful silver and white, with its shining deck, its silver walls, and its dome. And it has a ring round it, in fact 3 pale rings. It is of great beauty. Now the priestess with red hair is going to tell us about this sphere. She says, "See with your mind's eye the myth of Selene and Endymion. A poet, wearied with life's dull round, seeks solitude in a grove of cypresses. As night comes, he lies down and falls asleep. Slowly the dark sky begins to glow with a pale light. From on high, a goddess of magical beauty appears above the trees and sees the sleeping youth. Her black hair spreads about her, glittering with stars, and it has copper-coloured lights, and her face and naked body are made of crystallized white light with the glow of copper. She falls in love with the beauty of the poet's soul. She looks through to all his past lives and struggles, the neglect of poverty, the loneliness, the feeling separate from others. She touches him with her long white fingers. He opens his eyes and sees her, and he marvels at her transcendental loveliness. She puts down her hand and arms like 2 long beams of light. She draws Endymion upwards into the night sky. Behold, the 2 are made one, surrounded by a radiating white and copper aura. Upon the earth lies the body of the youth, face upwards, his unseeing eyes open, fixed on the full moon. And the neighbours said he was dead. Now the priest calls us to visit this sphere in our fair ship Luna. We sail through by moonlight into the realm of Selene. The moon in her beauty inspires the romantic dreams of poets and lovers, so that the humblest woman becomes a goddess of eternal loveliness. A humpback man is transformed through love's eyes into a god. And this is no illusion. Do not smile, for the ugliness is but a false transient image, and it is banished to reveal the truth. Ugliness, stupidity and cruelty are but distortions in our shadow world of the perfection that is our true being. Those who despise others are deluded by the passing play. Wise are those who adore the ideal in their lovers. Visualize someone you love shining with beauty. That is easy, isn't it? Now visualize somebody you dislike, you regard as ugly or bad, and see them transformed into beauty. This is not easy. It is true lunar alchemy. The priestess speaks. Lady of night, two-horned, lover of night-long dances, look through the latticed windows, O moon, with thy quivering ray on my golden lass, Callistion. Immortal glances may linger unforbidden on mortal lovers' play. Sure on us both, O moon, there rests thy benison. Once was thine own heart kindled to love Endymion. So wrote the poet of ancient Attica. The priestess tells us, treasured in every heart is the secret image of the immortal beloved. Behold, the door to love's hiding place is before us, covered with a white veil. Let us arise in our psychic bodies and glide towards the door. Come, O Voyager, and join all of us, we Voyagers. We lift the veil, and through the doorway in our magical ship Luna, we see before us a landscape of fairy-like magic. Deer and hares play without fear with beautiful men and women. The unicorn with his silvery beauty is no legend here, but lives. Music is wafted to us from little silver bells strung from the branches of blossoming trees. We pass through the doorway in search of our heart's desire. You too pass through the doorway and find your secret lover. Friends, let us return to the good ship Luna. We return from our search through the doorway of the white veil, holding in our hearts that which we have received. Hear the voice of the priest. The final sphere of the dark moon is the most feared because it is the least known. Let us with strong hearts journey there. For though the moon is not seen at the time of the dark moon, and the stars show forth in glory, it is there. The priest moves towards the crystal and removes the final black veil. Our noble ship Luna travels at great speed through starry space. Visualize the darkness of the dark moon, the dazzling night sky encrusted with the white of stars, in utter blackness of space. Hearken to the mystery of the dark moon as told to us by the third priestess. And I beheld a mighty goddess, and her head with its dark waving hair reached the heavens, and her feet stood within the abyss, and a black panther with blazing golden eyes was coiled about them. Her naked body was black as night, and the only light therein were two white crescents about her majestic dark eyes. In her hand she bore a rough rock of quartz, and I knew that she held the moon, and that she was Ngame. The priest tells us, the sphere of the occulted moon is only truly experienced by the adepti. Hear the words of Lucius Apuleius, priest of Isis. As I lay by the seashore, I awakened with sudden fear and saw the moon shining bright. Then I thought that this was the most secret time, when that goddess had most puissance and force. I made this oration to the puissant goddess. O blessed Queen of Heaven, the original and motherly source of all things, thou hast power with triple face to protect, and doth illuminate us by thy feminine light. Grant peace and rest and protection. And there appeared to me from the midst of the sea a divine and venerable face, worshipped even of the gods themselves. I saw the whole figure of her body, bright and mounting out of the sea and standing before me. She had a great abundance of hair, flowing and curling. On the crown of her head she bore many garlands of flowers, and in the middle of her forehead was a plain circle in fashion of a mirror, borne on either side by serpents. Her vestment yielded diverse colours, white, yellow, rosy red and flaming, and, which troubled my sight and spirit sore, her cloak was utterly dark and obscure, shining black, and upon it stars glimpsed, and in the midst of them was placed the moon in mid-month, which shone like a flame of fire. And with her holy voice she uttered these words to me, and the priestess speaks them. Behold, Lucius, I am come. I am she that is the natural mother of all things, mistress of all the elements, the initial progeny of worlds, chief of the powers divine, queen of all that are in Hades, and principal of them that dwell in heaven, manifested alone, and under one form of all the gods and goddesses, Deorum, Dearumque facies uniformis. I am known by 10,000 names, and the Egyptians, excellent in ancient doctrine, call me Isis. Behold, the healthful aeon has come, which is ordained by my providence. We give thanks to the goddess for her words. Fellow voyagers, saith the priestess, let us face the mysteries. Before us is a low doorway in our ship Luna, covered with a black curtain which we had not noticed before. Only through our divine selves may we accomplish our destiny. Let us approach the door and with courage lift the black veil. Friend, come with us and the priestess as we go through one by one to the dark realm of the occulted moon. We pass through friends, let us return now from the sphere of the dark moon, bringing back that which we have learnt of the mystery of the universe, knowing that the mystery is eternal, non-encompasseth. We cannot contain it, but we may gain one glimpse as the goddess lifts her dark veil. We return then to the ship Luna from the blackness of space, sparkling with stars, and we discern one place that has no stars. That is a rim of darkness blotting out the stars. And we know that this is the dark moon of Ngame. and we are grateful for it. We re-enter our good ship Luna. It shines with friendly light, and we are happy to see the crystal light with its soft rainbow colours, and the gleaming dome, and the walls, and the floor beneath us. We have faced the darkness, and now we return to our beloved safe ship. We are seated in a circle. The priest utters the words, "Fellow voyagers, let us now return through the 3 realms of the moon to our earth." Now we are seated in a circle. You with us, my friend. You must come safely back. So now the ship begins to move, and we see the blackness of space fly by with its silvery stars rushing by us like a waterfall. We look at this, and we leave the realm of Ngame. And now there is a soft white light coming through the portholes of our ship Luna, beautiful, white and copper-coloured, and we know we are passing through the realm of fulfilled wishes of the goddess of that realm, Nut. Now, slowly, we begin to reach the last realm of the moon, of the new and waning moon. We have left the realms of Nut and Selene, of love. We give thanks to Selene, and we reach the realm of the new moon and the waning moon. We see now our planets. We recognize them around us, and the moon begins to recede, and we see that it is waning and our journey is at an end. We recognize our Earth and its atmosphere, and then we see the outline of our land, your land, my friend, and mine, and our ship approaches the Earth, and it slowly sinks through into our temple. Now, the good ship Luna has reached the temple and rests upon our floor. It has been our protection, our vehicle, but it is now time to dissolve it. Slowly then, we watch the priests with white staffs, priestesses with wands, dissolve the crystal globe. Watch it fade. It's fading. Now we watch the priesthood of the voyagers, and in imagination we join them, dissolving the crystal dome until it fades as a lovely white mist and goes. Now we move in a circle, and slowly the walls vanish, leaving behind our own familiar walls. We are still surrounded by the magical circle of the floor, our beautiful moony floor, and we dissolve this in the opposite way to which we created it, dancing round and seeing it fade away. But still we are in the Holy of Holies of the Temple of Isis in Clonigall. We stand there, you and I, and we watch the priesthood file out, priestesses in silver crowns and white and silver robes, holding their wands. The priesthood with their white and silver mitres, And the company slowly file out of the Holy of Holies until they reach the glowing high altar, and they give thanks. The priestess says, "We give thanks to the goddess Ngame, the triple moon goddess of Africa, of whom none is greater." And the priest give thanks to the goddess Selene. "We give thanks to Selene of love, who shineth in the starry sky of Nut." And the priestess gives thanks also to the goddess. She gives thanks to the goddess Ngame, Selene and Isis, all three goddesses. We lead them at the high altar as they prepare to leave the temple and disrobe and return to their homes. So now please visualize yourself again in your own home, in your own time and place. You're lying or relaxing. You slowly come back to consciousness. And afterwards you'll go and drink a glass of water. That's advisable. And then have a cup of tea or something to eat. Don't go out for some time. But now either clap your hands or make a sound to signify your return from trance. I'll do it for you as well. You're back. Now this is Olivia Robertson thanking you for your company on this adventure. If you want to know more, you can write to the Fellowship of Isis, Clonigall Castle, Enniscorthy, Southern Ireland. The music is gamelan from the Far East, very magical. And the various poems and writings came from The White Goddess, compiled by my cousin Robert Graves, you get it at Faber. And I love the Golden Ass, the transmutations of Lucius Apuleius, priest of Isis, who wrote this in Latin a few thousand years ago, and it's translated by William Adlington in 1560, the Englishman. The poem was by Philodemus of Gadara from Greek poetry, you can get it. He wrote in 40 BC. It's translated by Lucas in Everyman's Library. And I especially recommend Hesiod, the Homeric Hymns and the Homerica, translated by Evelyn White of Heimann, Harvard. I don't like saying goodbye, so I'll say au revoir. I feel we've been together on a very wonderful journey. With the blessings of the moon goddess, go forth in peace.